Alright, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back. So this is kind of a part 2 to this video. I did all the pros of Taskrabbit. There's a lot of pros, so I decided to split the video up. So this is going to be all the cons of Taskrabbit, which is actually not a lot. So I'm just going to document one job. I've been doing a delivered catering order every single day. So I've been getting an order every day. So I just pretty much got used to doing it. I'm just adding that to my everyday schedule. I just have to fit it in and then do other jobs around it. So anyways, I'm gonna just show that so I could get to the cons, and then at the very end of this video I'm gonna tell you how I protect myself against Dolly. So many of you guys know that Taskrabbit actually bought out Dolly, but they do not run Dolly. They have not changed anything. Dolly still runs the way they do. So you guys know my experience. I already explained it, all my Dolly standoff videos and everything. So there are certain things I learned through experience and how to protect myself. So I'm going to share that. So hopefully that'll help you as well. All right, man, let's get it. All right, y'all, get close to the pickup. That's the free birds that I always pick up from all the time. So this is, I'm going to Saltgrass Steakhouse. It's literally right across the street. It's right over here, somewhere over here. All right, y'all, my fault. It was down the street. It wasn't across the street, it was down the street, but not far. All right, man. Just about to pick this up real quick, drop it off, and then we'll get right into the video. Alright guys, this is the order. Not that big of an order, and I'm actually going to transport it just like this. I'm not going to put it in the catering bags until we get there. So I'm going to let it roll just like this. It's bagged up really good, and we're going a short distance. So alright guys, so I parked behind a UPS driver. He was doing a delivery as well. And you guys know that one of my favorite shows is King of Queens. And that show it's a comedy about a husband and wife. The husband is a UPS driver. They call it IPS, played by Kevin James. His name is Doug Heffernan. That show is hilarious. So one of the things that's really funny about it is I always wondered what UPS drivers think about that show if they watch it. So I actually asked the driver what he thinks about that show. Does he like it or does he hate it? Because the show, it doesn't depict what a real UPS driver goes through. So they're always like eating long lunches and playing games and joking around, and they just have so much time on their hand when in reality they don't have time to even use the restroom. Like, these guys are working like crazy. So I actually asked him, once we were both done, we both finished at the same time, we're walking out, I asked him about it. And he said he actually likes the show. So he thinks it's funny, but I'm sure there's some UPS drivers that hate that show. I just thought that was funny though. All right, guys, we're going to get right into it. So this is part 2 of the Taskrabbit Pros and Cons. So these are the cons. It's not a lot, so let me get through it. So the first one is they're very strict and they read the chats. They will pause your account if you violate anything or they start an investigation. So when I say they're strict, I mean like they have rules and like there's no leeway. So you have to follow their rules. So like, for example, if a customer hires you, I had this before, a customer hires you and they say, hey, can you bring somebody with you, right? You can't do that. Taskrabbit does not allow that. The only person you can bring with you is another tasker. So they have to be a tasker, and they have to be, they have to have paid the background, everything, have their own profile, and the customer has to hire them separately. So there's several reasons why they do that. I'm pretty sure one, obviously, if you bring somebody else, the customer can pay them directly. So Taskrabbit is missing out on the fees. And most importantly is the protection. The customer loses the protection, the happiness pledge. They lose that if the tasker brings someone that's not authorized. So very important to follow their rules. There's a lot of other rules, but that's very important. So some people, I know some people in my market that did that and they got in trouble. So Taskrabbit they'll pause your account and it could lead to deactivation. So a lot of times they'll give you a warning, they'll let you slide a couple times, but if you keep doing it, they will deactivate your account. One of the things that I don't like is that there's no clock or timer. So all your jobs, you know, they're based on hourly rates. So let's say I have a job that starts at 12 o'clock, but let's say I got there at 12:15, right? I got stuck in traffic. I wish they had a timer where it's on the app and you hit start, like I'm working, and then whenever you take a break. So I remember I had a situation where it started raining, and you know, we had to kind of stop. We had to wait till it stopped raining because it was raining really hard. So we're not going to bring the customer stuff out in that type of weather. So it would be nice if I could hit the stop, you know, on the clock, and then continue it when you're actually working, stuff like that. So, and then also it's nice if that timer, the customer can see it too. So you're not running game on the customer and just trying to trunk up extra hours and stuff like that. So anyways, you don't have to do that. Obviously you can use your own timer. It's an honor system, so it's your business and they're just connecting you to the customer, so you do it however you want, but that would be a nice feature to add. The pay takes entirely too long, in my opinion. Most jobs, when I first started with Taskrabbit, I was getting paid between 3 to 5 days. That was kind of average. Lately, it's been late all the time. Like, it'll be like over a week or even 2 weeks. And of course, I had a situation where I didn't get paid at all, and Taskrabbit had to pay me out of pocket. So I don't like how long it takes to pay you. It should be a lot faster. And I don't like the way they collect the payment. So they allow the customer to pay after the job. They have 24 hours to pay. They can also add a tip, which that brings another situation is when the customer tips, you can't see it. They don't give you a breakdown. They show you your total pay, but it doesn't show you like any breakdown of the payment, like the tip. They don't separate it. So it's just one total payment. So I wish they would break it down, or maybe even send you an email with a breakdown of the pay, like the hourly rate, the total, and then the tip, if the customer left a tip. They do have a max on expenses, which is $100. I don't really like that, but it is what it is. I'm not sure why they do that, but there's a max, and then they want you to include all your expenses in your hourly rate. So, but anyways, that's just how they do it. I don't like that. I've heard that there's a max on tips. I got a tip for $160, so I don't know what the max is. I've heard a customer say that they weren't allowed to tip more than like $50 or something like that. I don't know if that's true. So that could have been a customer just trying to make excuses not to tip or something. I don't know, but I know I had a customer tip $160. So I don't know if that's true. I don't know of any phone number for support. I don't know if you can call them. I'm assuming you can. I've never tried to, but anytime I contact support, it's always through chat. That's all I see. So if there's a way to call them, I don't know how. But you do chat or email, and they will respond. So that's the good thing. They won't ignore you. They will respond no matter what your complaint is. So if you're missing a payment or you fighting an allegation or whatever it is, totally opposite of Dolly. They will respond and they will investigate before they take any action. So I do like that. You put the dates that you're available. They have a calendar. One of the cons to that is you have to keep doing that. So I do it once a week. So every Monday I go onto the calendar and I put the times that I'm available. You have to do that manually. I wish they had it where you could, maybe there is a way to do it. I don't know how to do it, but I wanted to, if I want to work for the next 3 weeks in the same time, like, you know, 8 o'clock to 5 o'clock, I just want to put that one time and I can set it for all these dates. I don't have to keep doing it manually. So every day you got to constantly update your availability. So that's a con for me. It's not really a con, it's actually good. You can put yourself available up to like, I want to say like 20, 21 days out. I wish it was like for the whole month. If you could just put the whole month of June and put your availability, just kind of extend that, but it's cool. It's still good. 2 to 3 weeks out is good. And they do have alerts. You can attach the schedule to your calendar on your phone, so you get alerts and reminders, and they will remind you of a task or job the day before and 1 hour before the job starts. So I do like that. That's built in to the app. It'll automatically alert you about your job. All right, so that's it on the cons. Like I said, it's not a lot of them. You guys probably could think of more, but that's just the ones that stand out to me. But overall, Taskrabbit is one of the absolute best apps. You gotta have it if you're an independent contractor. All right, guys, so just to end the video, I'm gonna go through this quickly. I wanna go over the way I protect myself from the Dolly app. So you guys know my experience. I already kind of explained that. in the Dolly standoffs. So those of you familiar with it, you already know what I'm going through. So I know that there's no change coming. I wish the Dolly app was run like Taskrabbit. I wish Taskrabbit would step in and take over and run it the way they do Taskrabbit. That's probably not going to happen. So anyways, the whole purpose of them linking together was to merge the customers. It allows the customers on Dolly to use Taskrabbit and vice versa. That's it. As far as management, Dolly is still the same. So here's what I do to protect myself based on my experience. So number one is body cam. I wear my body cam. I don't wear it all the time. It really kind of depends on the customer and what job I'm doing and if I have to go in the house or not. So, but the body cam will 100% protect you. Well, I wouldn't say 100%, but the body cam is the best evidence for you. It will help you, it will testify for you, and it will show what actually happened. So very important to wear a body camera. Even just record it. Even if you just got your phone, just record audio, that's good enough. But a video camera is the best way to protect yourself. Everything in the chat. I put everything in the chat. So I message the customer. Once I get the job, I send them the rules. So like for Best Buy, they have rules. I can't take your door off. I can't, install or uninstall anything. I don't even take trash. Like these are the terms of Dolly. That's the rules. So I explain that in the chat to the customer prior to doing the job. This is like the day before I do the job. So there's no excuse. The customer gets the message and they should know the rules. So they always act dumb when you get there. Oh, I didn't know. Oh, you don't install, or oh, you can't take my door, all that stuff. So everything is in the chat and there's nothing the customer can say. They can't say they didn't know or I didn't tell them. So put everything in the chat. I take multiple photos. I take a photo of the address. I take a photo of the item. When I load it, what it looks like. When I unload it, what it looks like. When I finish delivering it, I take a photo of it. I also take a photo of my helper. My helper is my wife. And I've been accused of not bringing her. So now there's no way to dispute it. So I take a photo with her in the photo. When we complete the job, she stands next to the washer, the dryer, whatever, and I snap a photo of her. So there's no way that they could say she wasn't there. So that's just through experience, I learned. That's how you learn, through experience. That's what I do to protect myself. Screenshot all of your payments. So as soon as you complete a job, screenshot it. So I would screenshot the job when you accept it, because it'll show you what your estimated pay is. And then when you complete the job, screenshot it so you know how much you're supposed to get paid. And then make sure you keep a manual log. So every job I get, I write the Dolly number down on a piece of paper, a notebook or whatever, and I put the amount I'm supposed to get paid. And so that following week, whether it's Tuesday or Friday, when you get paid, they send you your payout. They send you an email with all your payout for all the jobs you did. Make sure it matches. Make sure the amount matches and make sure you got paid for every job you did. I can't tell you, I could count on more than one hand how many times they screwed me over with pay, where I did not get paid at all for a job, or it's missing money. Like it's a shorter amount than what I'm supposed to get. So you got to track it manually. I highly recommend that. Ask the customer to upload a photo. That's what I do. So when I do a moving job or any type of, I'm moving some furniture, whatever I'm doing, it's okay to ask the customer to upload a photo. A lot of times they'll make excuses. They say they don't know how to do it, or they can, or I'm not there. They always make all kind of excuses. Do your best to try to get a photo. Ask them, hey, can you please take a photo of the dresser that I'm moving? There's no photo. I don't know what it looks like. So I know what tools to bring, or I need to know how much space I need in my van, right? If I'm doing a moving job, I would love to see what I'm moving. Can you please take a photo and upload it? So they can do it, but a lot of customers will run game and they won't upload a photo, but you can ask them. So put that in the chat. Most importantly, ask them, are there stairs? So I don't care if it says no stairs, I still ask them, are there any stairs at all? I don't care if it's 2 steps to the front door. You have a right to know, a need to know and a right to know. So ask them and let them tell you yes or no. And then it's up to you. If there's a whole flight of stairs and it says no stairs, that way that gives you time to call support and say, hey, can you add stairs? I just talked to the customer. They said it's a flight of stairs. This order says no stairs. So ask them all those questions in the chat. You have to do it after you accept the job, which is backwards. Taskrabbit's the other way around, but still ask those questions. On moving jobs, or anytime I'm moving something, I never guarantee anything. So a lot of these customers, they pay the arm and a leg and they think they're going to get like white glove service. Half of that money is going to Dolly, not to the driver. So I have to account for my own expenses, and shrink wrap and all the equipment that I use, like that's my dime. So if you do, like say you do a moving job, and you know, normally I would get paid $400, but Dolly will pay me like $200, and that's my total pay. So I have to split that with my helper. That is like terrible pay, right, for that job. So I am not going to use a lot of my equipment for a low paying job like that. It doesn't make sense. So I don't guarantee that I'm gonna shrink wrap everything or everything's gonna be protected. I basically let the customer know, hey, I can't guarantee protection of this stuff. If you want to protect it, and I tell them ahead of time, buy some bubble wrap, buy some shrink wrap, and I'll use it to wrap it up. But I'm not using my own stuff. So that's just, it has to be like that, because like I said, if I'm gonna use my equipment, my stuff, my shrink wrap and stuff, I'm gonna charge, it's gonna be my price, not Dolly's price. So that's the risk that customers take. A lot of customers are trying to find a cheaper option to do the move. And so that's kind of the risk you take. You're gonna be connected with someone that may not have everything that they need, all the wrap and protection. So it's up to the customer. Moving job, the customer's supposed to pre-pack anyway. So you're not responsible for packing stuff up. That's their responsibility. So I tell them, hey, if you want to protect it, buy some blankets, buy some shrink wrap, whatever, and I'll use it, but I'm not using my stuff. So that's just something I do. I record every single phone call with support. So every email, every phone call, I record it and I keep it, because you never know when you need it. So they record you, but when you need the video or the audio, they never have it. They always make an excuse. Oh, it must have got lost or whatever. So to protect myself, I always record what was said. So I have it for myself. Parking in the driveway. I don't park in the driveway. I never do. The only time I park in the driveway, if it's a last resort or I absolutely have to do the delivery. So if you do park in the driveway, take photos. Take photos before and after, and make sure you get their permission. So put everything in the chat. So ask them in the chat, is it okay if I park in your driveway? And then let them say yes or no. Like, get all that in the chat to protect yourself. But I always park on the street, because I do use a loading ramp and it can scratch the ground. I could put a blanket on it, but even with a blanket down, it could still scratch. So I always park on the street so that there's nothing the customer can complain about. They can't say anything about damage to their driveway or oil leaks or anything like that. And the very last thing is, I'm very, very careful about accepting jobs with no photos. I told you guys about that already. I cannot stand the fact that Dolly allows a customer to book a job with no photos. So you have no idea what you're taking, what it looks like, the dimensions of stuff, or anything. It's a Dolly surprise. That's what it is. And you should not have to do a delivery like that. No delivery driver should ever have to do a job where they're not sure what they're doing or what they're taking or what they're moving. It's ridiculous, but I'm very careful. So if it says a queen size bed, right? It could be a queen size bed, but it could be an adjustable base. Like I would love to see a photo so I know, oh, that's an adjustable base. That's heavy, right? It should say box spring and mattress or something like that, but it won't. It'll be no photo, and you show up and that's what you got. You got a queen bed, but it's an adjustable bed. Dang, I wish I knew that, especially now I gotta go upstairs too. So anyways, that's it, man. I don't want to be too long. That's just ways that I protect myself. There's a lot of other ways or things I left out, but that's the most important ones based on my experience. So I highly recommend learn through my experience. Don't let this company screw you over. So you got to protect yourself. So anyways, that's it, man. Y'all have a good one. I'll catch y'all on the next one.